Welcome, everybody, to O'Fallon Historic Preservation Commission, February 3rd, 2026 meeting. Can I call to order, please?
How about roll call?
A roll call, sorry, yeah. I call it a roll call, thank you.
All right, Brian Bianchi?
He is not here.
Okay. Commissioner Dodson?
Present.
Commissioner Goings?
Excused.
Commissioner Dietrich?
Present.
Commissioner Hernandez?
Present.
Commissioner Rowland?
I have not heard from her either.
Commissioner Porter?
Present.
Commissioner Amos?
Here.
Commissioner Gunnelson? Present. Commissioner Hunt?
Present.
And Commissioner Watkins? Present. Okay. You have a quorum.
We have a quorum, thank you. Would everybody join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have the agenda in front of you, or picked up the agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
Motion to approve?
Second, Hunt.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion. Agenda approved. Okay, everybody received the minutes and the email. I hope you looked that over, all that. And could I have a motion to approve the minutes too?
Motion to approve, Dietrich.
Dietrich?
Second, Amos?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys. The minutes have been approved. Okay. Citizens' comments? I guess, Janet, you drove. Abby's not here, huh? What? Abby's not here to call? No. Okay. I'm on my own. All right. Old business, Commissioner Hunt.
Yeah, just an update on the 3 cemeteries that we had mentioned last meeting. Rick and I took a drive and discovered that one of the cemeteries was not in city limits of O'Fallon, so we didn't pursue that any further. That was the one down O'Fallon Road, kind of in the Highway 94 area, a little bit out of our area. The second one that we took a look at was just off of Plaquemire Drive. There's potentially a grave in the backyard, but we were not able to make contact with the homeowner. We still need to follow up with that before we start looking any closer at that property. And then finally, we drove out to a new development. The name of the subdivision is Harvest, I believe. I think it's just a one-word subdivision named Harvest. And we did locate where the old Welker-Klossmeyer cemetery was at. The developer has it kind of a temporary fence around it. So hopefully they're aware of that, and maybe there's not going to be any further development. Maybe that's hopefully while it's fenced off. So we just need to check with the developer.
Where's that subdivision?
It's kind of off of Hopewell Road, and what's the cross street, Rick?
Highway in.
Highway in and Hopewell Road. It's a huge development out there. Okay. So yeah, we got a little bit more follow-up to do, but that's what we found out so far.
I will add on to that. We have another cemetery that we are in that's in that development, and a little bit further from that one, that we will work on finding out who's buried there in the spring. And I see in planning and zoning, right behind that Walker Cemetery is up. They're going to actually add another subdivision behind it, but they're not supposed to touch the cemetery because that's supposed to be protected. But we'll keep an eye on them.
Will they provide fencing around that, or is that something that we have to?
That is going to be up to the homeowners association there. That is in their contract with the city when they actually developed that. Was supposed to be in their homeowners association. I mean, that's probably pretty much not all developed yet as far as the homeowners association, but it'll eventually be part of that. Standing committee, is that all? Chris, I'm sorry. Do you have anything?
Yeah,
after
no, that's
that?
all I have for now.
Okay. Ms. Rowland, okay, on her report, I will mention this. Commissioner Watkins did write up the stories for the brochures and sent them out, so.
There's more to do.
I know, but still, you did most of them. And I really, and I was reading through them, and it's pretty nice because they draw you in, and you want to go dig more for the history, you know, which is fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to get this, and then Cheryl and I don't know if she's around. I have to call her and find on Thursday. Maybe we can get together and start adding some pictures to some of these. We got a lot of pictures to go through. So, anybody have questions on that? I mean, we are moving forward on that process. So,
Rick, that's just a brochure, right?
yes,
We folded in threes, so you'll have six,
Yes,
six
correct.
different, okay.
yes, and with a code, the
QR code.
QR code, which the city is going to help us, communication is going to help us with. Okay. Commissioner Amos.
Well, I wasn't here last month,
That's true.
and so I don't know where we are, if there's anything that has,
It'll be later up in new business then.
it'll be later up in the business part, the new business.
Thank you. Okay. All right, Log Cabin Museum, Commissioner Porter.
All right. Okay, last time we learned that we really don't have any authority over the log cabin at Civic Park. So it's the Tourism and Festivals Department that has authority. So we reached out to Mariah Davis, and she was very kind to get back with me. She did say that the last time it was analyzed or it was looked at, they were not looking just for ADA compliance. They were looking for a more aggressive approach. They were looking at inclusivity. And so she also used to work at the Daniel Boone Museum, and she reached out to Daniel Boone to see what they do. They confirmed that ADA compliance is a nationwide issue for historic sites, and there are no exemptions for historic properties, but full accessibility is not strictly required. So the things that the minimum amount of things that need to happen are a ramp to the doorway, and we don't have to have a step to the second level, but it would really be nice, and I don't think it would be that hard. So really it's just kind of two things to make it the minimum amount. And then once we do that, well, I don't even know if we need to do that. We do need to have a cleanup, and we'll have to coordinate with different departments. So right now, we're kind of in limbo. We'll focus on ADA compliance first, and then figure out where it's going to go, if it's going to stay or if it's going to move.
So for the ramp, does it have to have any kind of like, you know, like come from a manufacturer? Or could we have somebody build it to the compliance?
Well, I learned that we'll have to get bids. But yes, we can make it, it could even be a portable ramp that we only bring out on when we have occasions. You know, there's different ways to do it. So we just have to learn who's going to be in charge of contracting somebody to take a look at it and do it, which isn't us. But somebody will, and we'll figure that out. I did want to say that she also told me that when they talked about moving it, it's not anything that's going to happen anytime soon. The budget for 2026 has already been adopted, so it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And since there is a foundation under that cabin, it could require some engineering, and it's just kind of like a snowball effect. So if it stays where it's at, we'll make it usable, hopefully, and we'll use it well. Does anybody have any questions?
I do. From what I understand, that it will not open, but we will be able to do a virtual museum. And if we get the virtual museum done, at least we've preserved it. I mean, I know Mariah said what she said, but, everything comes down through the director, and the director makes the decisions. So we have to stick with those decisions, all right? But we'll still move forward on, and educating ourselves, all right? Thank you.
I might have a lead on a ramp that we can get, like donated. So I need to get dimensions, I think.
You can't just get a ramp without getting approval from the city.
And I think the other piece we need to keep in mind, like Kathy said, there's a minimum, but in terms of what the city's willing to do in order to, if we were to look at opening to the public, we want more than the minimum. It needs to be completely ADA compliant. So I think that there would be more that would need to be done than just those things. Those are the minimum I think Mariah mentioned, but ultimately there are more recommendations made by the director of parks and the park superintendent who have pretty much said that it will not be able to be ADA compliant to the city's standard at that location. And our best bet is to consider trying to move it if we do want to make it open to the public at some point in time. And there's obviously a cost associated with that.
Yeah, correct. I mean, it's a big thing. I just found out, that's, I guess, a couple of weeks ago that the old plans when they were planning, I guess the Historical Society was going to probably add on to it a little bit and then make the back of that all parking lot up to your driveway. But that fell through, but yeah. And it's all based on time. And I'll be honest with you, by the time things get around, people are already gone, retired, and somebody else new comes in, so you never know what's going to happen. Right. But we just have to stick with what they're saying today.
She did say that what they were talking about, their focus is the primary focus is the ramp to the main doorway, second floor access, a similar approach taken at that was taken at the held home. So the held home is not ADA compliant either. It's done so that it's mostly accessible. According to my email.
Yeah, that's good. Any questions you can ask our next meeting, in March, I think. But thank you. And continue to work toward the virtual, and we'll work together, and we'll see where we end up, But we can't, we're not really, we can plan, but we have to get in there and clean up before we can actually even make the virtual.
And I did speak with Jennifer Hoisington, who's Mariah's boss, today to kind of learn more about what we need to do to get that going. And she said I said one thing that I know we're waiting on is through volunteer services, they wanted a position description for the volunteers that would be going into the home to do the log cabin or the virtual museum. So we would need to get that completed. And then in coordination, as Kathy just mentioned, Tourism and Festivals is now over the log cabin, so they would help coordinate the cleanup in conjunction with volunteer services. So there are a couple different departments involved in that, but I think the main thing they're waiting on right now in terms of volunteer services is an updated position description.
I thought we already had that sent in.
Did you send that in? When
Yeah,
did you
because
send
Don
that
and
in?
Sister worked on that.
Okay, I can check in on that
Yeah.
then.
But they might have wanted something else, wanted to say something else, I don't know. But Don and Sister worked on, we went over there and they worked on it. And
Okay, I can check with Kathy Halstead tomorrow on that then.
thank you. Any other questions on the log cabin? I mean, it'll still be there when when the Rail District thing comes up in September, so we'll still be a part of that, hopefully, and have everything done there.
And the 4th of July,
And we
too.
learned where to park, where you don't have to walk so far. So.
It would be cool if we could have it represented for the 4th of July.
At least on the porch.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of history just on the porch. Just to how it's made, And so there's a lot of history right there just in the front porch. So, and you can always, and then just looking at part of that original log cabin, you can see, the history there. It's not totally the way it was when with that, we move to number 5, Ms. Davies.
So just a brief update on the Missouri Advisory Council on Historic Preservation's visit to the city of O'Fallon. They are planning on holding their council meeting here on March 20th. It'll be in this room at 10 a.m. We are going to be working out details of the events the day before, which they are looking to do some sort of tour of historic sites in O'Fallon, some sort of public meet and greet. They said they're already planning on having a dinner at Goodwood, which is obviously one of the sites on the National Registry. There are at least, I should have brought my notes. I think there's 6 members of the council, 2 admins that are coming, and then Andrew Dial will also most likely be joining them. So I think the more of us that can attend that meeting on the 20th, the better. I think it's a good resource for all of us. And then we will be inviting some of our local CLGs and other city managers and that sort of thing. So once we have the details of the evening of the 19th worked out, obviously we will share that. They are coming in town this Friday, Carol, and I'm blanking on her assistant's name, but they're coming in town on Friday to see the facility here and make sure all the IT communications will work for them. I don't think it's going to be an issue. And then we'll be all set for the 20th. Did I leave anything out from our meeting, Rick?
No, you covered it really well.
Did you say that was 10 a.m.?
10 a.m., yes. And they said on the 19th, they're not getting in town. They do have some members that are traveling up to 3 to 4 hours to be here. They won't be here until 1 o'clock, so any
Right.
events won't be until after that point. And I imagine what we'd be looking to do is take them on a tour of a few homes. Meet and greet we're considering, do we do that at Goodwood? Do we maybe do it at Heald Home? We're not certain yet, but I'd obviously love any input from the commission on that as well. So we'll send out more communications via email, and we're open to ideas, obviously, on what you all think.
Yeah, because we're expecting maybe no more than 50 people, maybe, somewhere.
Yeah, communication said they'll push it out on social media to whatever extent we want them to.
Right.
I'm not sure what sort of,
And our local CLGs, how many they come, how many come over. I
right.
think the furthest one that is local is Augusta.
The girls at the Heritage Center at St. Charles, they'd like to come. And I said, well, sure, you can come.
Of course, yep.
They have questions they wanted to ask you.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. We'd love to have them.
And you have the Boone's home too, don't you, Janet?
What?
The people from the Boone's home?
I think my grandson works for the Boone. I think he's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody have any questions on that? It'll be probably, the meet and greet will probably be a little bit, probably like maybe 2, 3 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Something like
if
that.
you guys can get a half day off or something, or
On the
show up.
20th?
The 19th.
The
I'll be
19th,
on the 19th.
yes.
The meeting's on the 20th.
Right.
They said they haven't done, so when we were in Jeff City for the CLG forum meeting, they had said that they liked going out and seeing local CLGs, but then on the call, I think they said it had been like since, well, it was pre-COVID,
Yeah.
since they had done this. So it's kind of an honor that we're the first city that they'll be coming to visit post that. Raise the roof over there, Molly.
It'll be fun. I hope the weather's great too. All right, with that, thank you, Tanya. All right, the new business is the nomination. So I have to make have somebody make a motion for the nominations?
Motion to nominate.
Is that what I have to do? You have nominations for 411?
Yes, we'll have to have a vote on that.
Okay, that's what I thought. To move this forward to the next phase, which would be to city council, right? To vote on this.
That's correct. If you all approve the resolution tonight, we would put it on the council agenda. I'm going to try and get it on the next council agenda, which would be the
End of
second
the month.
Tuesday in February. But I have to have that on the agenda by tomorrow. And then it is an ordinance, so it will require 2 readings. So it'll be on if they approve it the first one, it'll be on the 4th Thursday in February as well.
Okay. So Molly, you made a motion? Or did I hear
I
that?
was going to, but then
Maybe I was thinking that.
I was on my way.
Yeah, we need a motion to move this resolution forward,
Okay.
nomination.
For
For
411?
411.
Motion to move the nomination for 411 Woodlawn forward.
Can I have a second there?
Second, Hernandez.
All right, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. 419 Woodlawn Avenue nomination. That resolution, that's the other beautiful property there. That's bottom of the hill there. May I have a motion for that, too?
Motion to nominate 419 Woodlawn Avenue.
Second, Hunt.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approved. So we have those two nominations. Do we need to come and do a little presentation? And I think I sent a lot of the pictures. We can use what we have.
Yes, that is up to you all. If you would like to attend, it would be the first council meeting. It would be on the agenda to give a presentation. And actually, I can check. We may do that at workshop versus the council meeting
Yeah,
proper.
the workshop would be better. Okay. And it's just earlier here, right? The workshop.
It's at 5:30, and I'm just double checking my dates to make sure I told you all the correct dates, but I believe I did.
5:30.
We're waiting for that date.
Want to make sure I had my dates right as to when my deadline is to get it on the agenda. Feel like you all should have Jeopardy music playing or something.
We need to go to Zen time?
I'm feeling the pressure. Okay, yes, I can still get it on the 12th council meeting agenda, and then the second reading would be on the 26th. So if that's enough time, it would be the 12th at 5:30 on the workshop, provided we have room on the workshop, which I can find that out for sure tomorrow.
Okay. And you just send out an email, and then we can show up. I mean, somebody will be here.
The 12th at 5:30.
And someone will be able to present on the
Yeah.
two homes?
Yeah.
Okay, and we
I
can
mean, and
invite the
I have the date. I
homeowners?
could actually get one of the homeowners if they're in town too. Depends.
Oh, gosh. We need to set a time limit for the one.
We will move that forward. Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody have anything else? We were supposed to have a talk tonight, possibly two, but they didn't work out tonight. They tend to change, so it'll be on our next meeting. We'll have the foundation talk, and we'll have, my gosh, Mariah from the parks. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was driving by Deborah Jones Building.
Yeah.
That was the OFallon's first electricity company.
Yeah.
Do we have that on our list eventually?
I'd have to look.
I don't know, I don't remember if it's on our list or not. Because we have houses, but that goes
You know,
along with good.
actually something showed up on my email the other day, and I have to look where I've been busy really, lately, because I've really been busy, but there was something else that popped up that was being worked on and was presented to the city, but I don't ever think it was finished.
Of what?
It was another home that popped up I was going through a lot of my old,
The home next to the park, Civic Park. Next door to the couple
Okay.
that has the yellow kind of house.
yeah,
Next, right by the post office,
okay,
the next house over.
all right.
Doris worked on that and never got.
There was something that popped up that was,
That is the one there that they have wanted it really, really bad, a couple years ago.
okay. I'm gonna try to pull that back up and
Yeah,
see what
'cause
that was.
It's almost done. I mean, all the designation and everything's already, I think.
Right. I mean, since COVID, a lot of this stuff fell to the side, and then the death of Tim Dean, which was, he was actually working on a lot of stuff,
They
so.
really wanted that plaque and
Yeah.
everything. They were very enthusiastic about it. I'm
The
sure.
one, the one thing so we're gonna have 2 plaques for this one that go through. So so how many left will we have? 5 plaques? After these 2, we have 5 plaques left?
I was just thinking about that. I wrote it down because I don't remember the last time I went down to see our supply. I think we had like 6.
6 or 7, I thought
I
so.
think so, yeah.
Well, you're right, because one went to
Goodwood.
Goodwood, yes, so that would
Yes.
make it.
I think we have one more box, and I think there was like 6 in a
Yeah,
box.
yeah. So then we'd have 4 houses left to do that until our budget came around to get more plaques. Do we need to put money in for that budget? How do we do that?
We would need to for next year, but our list seems to be pretty elusive. I can never seem to find where our official list is of properties that are designated. Does anyone happen to know?
I
where that
have
might be?
the one that,
Is it published or is it just a printed list?
it's a printed,
It was printed,
yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if we could get that on our website somewhere.
I'll send you what I have,
That would be great. I could work with communications to get that posted.
yeah.
Because I think the lighthouse was on there, that other house next to the.
It was a big list.
Yeah.
It's a big list.
Next to the house that I told, next to the post office, one down, was on there, and I think the light company was on there. And another 2-story house as you go to Civic Park was on there too.
Okay, well, we need to, and the other thing is too, we have to watch these houses that we don't lose any.
Because they only got so many plaques.
I know.
Do they all display them? Like currently?
They go on the wall in the front.
But they're up now.
I don't know about the Crackle House.
Crackle House doesn't have anything, do they?
They don't have anything up, do they?
No, because since they changed to Cleo's, I don't know.
But they do have
They
one.
have a plaque.
So,
Unless they've hidden it.
Can we?
we can stop by there and
They
ask.
have it, but I don't know where it is.
Okay.
It's not out in front of the house.
If they've been added to the list, they should have one. Whether or not they actually have it mounted or not, I don't know that
Right.
for sure.
But we want them mounted.
Yeah. Is there any way
Yes.
we can like suggest that in the?
We can ask them if they have them and tell them we prefer them to be mounted. Because it's the whole purpose, not just to have one, it's just so people can drive by, they see it. And they know, oh, that's one of those old houses. Not just because you can't tell, you can tell, but, yeah.
Can we add that into the no, the qualifications that, once you're approved and everything's good, then you need to display it?
Or a timeline.
If it's not in there, we could look at adding it. I guess the question would be, because and I'm in HR, right? What are the repercussions if they don't? Are we going to remove them from the list?
Take it back.
Take it back. We want it back. Send them an invoice.
No, when you do it, you really hope that they would just do it, be honored, for
Like
that, so.
strongly suggest it,
Twist arms.
Well,
I think that's true, and if we make a big deal out of it when we give it to them, they would most likely be honored and want to have it posted.
And then we'll put them on the spot and say, and where are you going to put it?
no, the Krekel House, was that done before it actually became the bridal?
Yes.
So then the changeover probably made a difference. So I just talked to the owners. I go talk to the owners.
Put it back.
No, they might not. It probably never got up and probably got put to the side.
They recited, didn't they?
We gave it to them, we had a ceremony, and we gave it to them right when I think they bought that.
Okay.
And that'd been 5-6 years ago.
But they recited and they may not have thought it,
Right.
We'll check. We'll check.
Maybe we can build in an incentive for those who display their plaque they'll get a flag for the 4th of July or a holiday wreath, just something small to say thank you for displaying the.
Yeah.
I do not mind going over there and ask them, what about the plaque. I mean, just very nicely. I just go over there.
And it may be out, or maybe they decided to put it inside
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah. They don't want anybody stealing it. That's the, like vases.
I was going to say, I know that 2 of them are city-owned properties, so the mounds at Dames Park and Sage Chapel, but we've never put the plaque because we didn't have any place to really put it.
Right.
We gotta have parks and recreations when it's not frozen ground.
Well, down the road, there will be, that one will be put up at Sage, I guarantee.
Yeah, for Sage, they have the one that Doris donated to
Right,
for the
and that will be
national
put up.
one.
That will be.
So I think there is going to be something built, or I don't know what they're doing, but I know that Parks has the sign so that it can put it up.
And there are some projects in the work for Sage, so where it'll be added on to that, and donations are being made, so. Anybody have anything else?
I do. So a couple of weeks ago, my husband and I, we were coming back from Nashville, actually, and stopped in Paducah and walked around their downtown. They have something really neat there. They have like a way that you can like scan a code and it'll play like a video or an audio about the history of the property, and you can do your own little self-tour. And I thought that was a really neat, inexpensive, simple way that we could put these houses that are on our registry. On our registry, on like a walking tour type thing where they could go by and scan something or something of that nature.
And that's,
That at St. Charles.
yeah,
Oh, do they?
yeah. We could see, and that's the other thing we could do down the road too, is we could have a walking tour. And or create one on our website with the registry of places. So. Cheryl, I mentioned that Janet wrote some things.
Yes, I have them.
And you have them. And I said that we got to pick out pictures. And there's more to.
I tried to download the pictures. But I have to figure out how to export them so I can get them. And since I was running behind, I was like, okay, the only thing is Kathy, I appreciate your nice long thing, but we're gonna have to cut it down to fit with the picture, because, and what Kevin did is he provided,
Kevin who?
Kevin
Crease.
however.
Kevin
She knows-
K.
Amy knows who I'm talking about.
Kevin K.
Pictures, and I don't have them, I just printed off what he's got. But he also provided, like, from 1956, an aerial view taken from the Centennial Book of 1956. It shows West Hoff Mercantile near the railroad tracks and convent grounds. So there is, I don't know how many groupings of pictures. I'd say at least 20 to 25. So hopefully by Thursday, when I'm here all day, I will be able to figure out how to get them so that I can look at them. Are you going to be able to come up, Rick? So if anybody's free on Thursdays, I'm all day in the Veterans Office. And that's when better minds can work on trying to figure out what we're going to put in on it.
What time do you come in on Thursdays?
I come in at 9. Rick comes in when he's available.
And I'll send you a text message Well, I'll be up here.
And where are yours, Janet? There you go. No, that's them. That's city.
So we actually have almost all of them written up,
Yep.
except the
We don't
sisters.
have St. Mary's, all the sisters.
Well, the sisters, was going to have, sister,
Sister Barbara, right?
you want to write it up? Off, take what you, off on your flyers that you guys have. Take that information and try to.
About how much total?
Ask her.
Just a couple of sentences.
Because eventually we're going to have QR codes too, so that then that can attach to later, okay? You can go a little longer, because we can always change the font.
Well, that font's pretty small.
That's 11.
Yeah, I don't think you can go much smaller.
Sometimes people go 10 when they publish.
Right.
Of course, I can't read it, but.
Me either.
We'll have to pass out magnifying
Yeah.
glasses.
Okay. So we got it, we have everything covered then, right?
We have everything that I could pull off.
We don't have the Crackle House.
Yeah.
I'll write that up. I don't know what else. I had a list, but I
You look at what you.
well, I know the Crackle House isn't on there, but I had a list of what
Oh, the Boone Slick Road, you did that, you did do that. That was the one the other day, all right.
I think the Crackle House. I need to
Okay, we'll work those out.
look when I get home.
Yeah.
We'll work that out and see where we go, and then we'll do that on Thursday too. Does anybody have any ideas? Put that out there. Anything you think we might have missed? We'll move forward. We did discuss more of our cemeteries, but we'll down the road we'll just have to maybe, like we do our list of the homes. So I'm going to send you down the road once we have all the cemeteries online, then we can maybe add that to our list too. We do have a young fellow that is working on a project of our, on Union Cemetery, and he's writing about the Buffalo Soldier that's in there, Mr. Hutchinson's, and he's doing a story on that, and he's got a lot of that done. He's a young man there. He's actually lives on that property, and so it's going to be pretty neat. Young guy that has found all this information out on Mr. Hutchinson. He's our only Buffalo Soldier that we know that we have that was 15 years old when he fought for his freedom. So I'm really kind of excited for that. We can get that going too. All right. If nobody has anything else, anything else? Art, you have anything? Chris? No, I'm good. You guys, Molly?
I'm good.
Everybody good? With that, good night.